だいたいマニュアルの H パターンじゃ勝負にならねえよ。パドルシフトとデュアルクラッチが当たり前の時代の変速機には歯が立たねえ。あれ、54位？嘘だろ？
Hello, fellow YouTubers. Happy Black Friday. It is Thanksgiving Friday. Thank you for all for tuning in. I uploaded a video on MFGhosts gear to weight ratio, and I thought it'd be very suitable to do a discussion video on it. I freaking love this anime. It is very good. I'm caught up all the way in the manga, so volume 18, chapter 214 or something like that, and it is fantastic. As a huge fan of Initial D, I think this anime is top notch. It's done very well, and it has the Eurobeat music, which is like so good. One of the things that I was talking about, I was pretty much talking. I'm gonna leave the video running in the background, but I was talking with my brother about this, and he didn't quite understand the gear to weight ratio that they explain in episode 2 of the anime, which, by the way, it's available on Crunchyroll, so you can start watching it there. It is so good. I recommend it. And if you're a fan of Initial D, this won't disappoint. It is a very good successor to the original anime that this is coming off of. It is a continuation set like many years later. It's set a little backstory about MF Ghost if you guys don't know it. It's set in the year 2020, where actually all vehicle races are done with electric cars. And so Ryo Takahashi and Keisuke Takahashi, as their continuation of the Project D uh, that they had in Initial D, they made a race basically where it's on public roads and there's only one rule, and that it's gear to weight ratio. So what they explain here is, as you can see in the background, and we'll jump back to the scene here where they talk about it, is it's essentially that the heavier the car is, the wider the tires and the less grippy the tires they can use. Now, why does this matter? Well, on roads like Japan, as I was talking with my brother, they're very curved, as you can see right there in the little mini map on the bottom right corner. Um, and so the max speed that you can push the car on a curved road like that really won't be all that high. Acceleration is what's going to matter, and grippiness of the tires is really what's going to matter. However, overpowered cars like these, the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, the GTR, obviously have more natural power, and they're quite good on these roads either way. So obviously the anime takes very artistic interpretation of how good a GR86 can do, but it is sort of grounded on reality, meaning that you could have the fastest car go on a track with normal road tires versus a car with grippy tires and lighter weight than that faster car and actually do pretty well on the racetrack. I wouldn't say it would like do the best time or outspeed cars like this, but it will give the faster car a run for its money. I was watching a YouTube video on the GR86, the Toyota Supra. It's funny, you can see my stuff, all my videos. You can see the GR86, the Supra, the new Supra MK5, and the Nissan Z go on a track, a time attack basically. And the GR86 is only 1 second behind the Nissan Z, and the Supra is actually 3 seconds faster than the GR86. So there's something to be said about the Supra. It's a fantastic car, even though it's BMW, right? But anyways, so back to the gear to weight ratio. The cool thing about this show is that it shows the limits certain cars have based on the grippiness that they have, and they show it in the anime where the GTR is running out of grip, and so when he's turning, he's understeering, trying to overcorrect that turn, while the GR86, which is way lighter than the GTR, has better tires, is performing actually extremely well in those curved scenes. Obviously, on the straightaways, the GR86 does terrible because 200 horsepower isn't going to cut it. But for example, if weather inclements change, inclementing weather comes up or whatever, like heavy rain, then the GR86 might do pretty well under rain with good tires versus a car with higher power and less better tires, essentially. So, anyways, I was trying to explain it to my brother because he didn't understand. He was like, gear to weight ratio? Like, what are you talking about? Also, the anime doesn't go too. I'm just gonna pause it real quick. The anime doesn't go too in depth into it, I think, but maybe the manga did better. It's been a while since I've read that chapter, but cars with all-wheel drive also have a additional penalty, I believe, uh, for having all-wheel drive in a gear to weight ratio thing rule set that they have. Um, but yeah, so that's the cool thing about the anime. We were just going over it and just trying to make sense of it because it is an unusual rule, but it's not so weird for a character like Ryo Takahashi, who from Initial D was racing in weird areas and stuff like that. I wanted to look over here. I actually opened up a few new tabs. So some of the cars that race on here, for example, are the Porsche GT3, sorry, I misspelled that up there. So that's 3,000 pounds. Now, Porsches are really light and they're very capable. And I think they show it very well in the anime. However, the one who drives the GT3 is kind of older and less riskier. And that's why perhaps the younger drivers take more risks and actually kind of beat him. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to spoil the anime too much. The Cayman is just about the same weight as a GTR3. And what I was telling you is that not the engine power doesn't necessarily mean better on a road track, public road, basically, because that's the biggest difference between these races and a track. A track is a clean road, no obstructions, no holes, nothing, even roads. And these guys are racing in street roads, Odawara. I forgot the other places, but off the top of my head, but they're all public roads that people use every day. However, driver skill is important, so that goes with the GT3 and the Cayman. The Cayman is driven by Breckenbauer, and he is a monster called the Assassin. He's basically like super schooled in how to drive, while the GTR3's driver is older and is maybe not so confident. And then we go here to the GR86's weight. It's a whole 200 pounds lighter than possibly the more than 200 pounds lighter than possibly the lightest cars in this race. So next we go to the one of the heaviest ones, which is the GTR, and that's from 3,700 to 3,900 pounds, which is insane. It's insanely different from what the GR86's weight is. So, I can see how it might make a difference. Again, a lot of the anime's artistic liberties taken with it, but it is pretty cool to see. And then we have the Gallardo, which is, I think, what he's driving. I didn't double check. But this is another car that is pretty good. The weight is... I thought I had the weight on here. On car and driver. Let's see, it should be on here. There's also one other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that is paddle shifters. Yeah, so it's 3,100 pounds. So it's also good, but it's not as grippy as the Porsches. Also, the difference between the Cayman and the GTR3 are the engine placements. Cayman uses a mid-engine placement, while the GT3 uses a rear engine placement, which is interesting. Also, another thing that I was talking about here. So the weight is about the same as the others. And then later on, there's going to be a BMW M4 that's also going to be racing. If it isn't already, I can't remember. It's kind of blurred from the manga. But it's 3,800 pounds. So almost as weighty as the GTR. And the GTR has all-wheel drive, while the BMW, I don't think, has All-wheel drive. It does have all-wheel drive, so that's probably why they show them in the manga competing against each other. The other thing I want to talk about was the paddle shifter versus H setup with manual transmission. Basically, a three pedal clutch instead of a double clutch paddle shifter that the newer cars have. And one of the things that they make sense of it is, I don't know how deep you guys are into cars, and I'm kind of getting very long in my video here, and then this is kind of maybe a rant. And if you guys have any discussion points, please comment down below. I love to talk about this anime, and I haven't seen that many people talk about it, and I have so much that I want to talk about it. But anyways, automatic transmissions now are extremely good, and they're probably on par, if not better, than regular three pedal manual transmissions. Now, the drivability, of course, manual is chef's kiss, way better. But paddle shifters, double clutch, technically are the modern way of shifting, and they are a lot better. Obviously, driver skills all dependent, and someone with a H pattern manual three pedal clutch transmission could do very well better than a paddle in low gear scenarios. And I think they do have that in the anime, showcasing how that transmission can be a little bit more advantageous than a paddle shifting transmission. Anyways, guys, this video has gone long enough. I see I'm at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. This is an amazing show. Recommend it. Please comment down below if you guys want to keep talking about it, or if you'd like more videos like this. I'm thinking of doing a series where we just go episode by episode talking about what's happening. But yeah, guys, anyways, this is TokyoRobb signing off, and catch you guys later. Peace.